we are asked to write a program in Java that would read an integer from arguments and then find the number of primes that are less than the input integer and print the result on screen. So the code that you will write should be executed in the following format. In the prompt in GigaStar, I will ask, I will type in Java and then your program and then the argument, which is 10 or any number of that I pick, and your program should return the following statement: number of primes that are less than the number that I give in here is whatever your program calculates to be. In this case, the number of primes that is less than 10 is 4. So there is 1, 3, 5, and 7, which means that's 4. And the definition of prime number is given in Wikipedia page, and the simplest primary test is given in here and also described in Wikipedia page. You will send your code to my email address, and you will put the subject line Java assignment, your student ID. So new project, and it is going to be Java application, and I'm going to say next. I'm going to say that my project name is according to the specification in the requirements, which is number of primes. Since I did this many times, this project already exists in my folder. I will rename that slightly different. I'm going to add number 3 at the end. I'm going to say finish, and that will create a project with a template that already includes a main function. Main function is very important for Java program. This is where things start happen. So what my goal is in the instruction, it says it wants me to have an argument. The data is being passed as an argument, so I need to read the argument and then use that in my algorithm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to create a temporary variable, so call it test num int, and this is going to be my argument. Actually, square brackets. And I need another variable. I'm going to call it prime number count. This is going to be my number that I will use to count the actual number of prime numbers that is that are less than my given number through arguments. So I'm going to check that in a loop. I'm going to check actually all the numbers. So I'm going to say integer I is equal to 2. To I is less than test number, and I will increment that. I will also say something like this: if a function that I'm going to create later is prime of I, if that is true, then increment prime number. If not, then just continue the loop. So I need to define this is prime function. I will do that here. So I'm going to say public static boolean is prime so I will say int a and I will do something with it, with this. So I will again check if this number that is being passed, which is a, so I will say int another variable j less than is equal to 2, and j is less than a, and j plus plus. I will check if the modulo, if modulo of a modulo j, if that is equal to 0, that means that the number a is divided by a number j. That means that it is actually that is not prime. So this will say return false. And if it iterates through all the numbers and it doesn't find a prime number, then it will return true. So let's see if this will work. Before we do that, I will want to set the argument in properties. I will want to say run with the following argument. For this purposes, I'm going to use 10 because I know there's only 4 prime numbers that are less than 10. And let's see if this works. Yeah, I need to actually output my results after this has been executed. So I'm going to say system dot out and dot print line, and in that line I want to use exactly what is being specified here with a couple of modifications. So I want to use the same text, except that I want to use instead of the numbers that are given in the instructions, I want to actually use the actual variables. So 10, it corresponds to this number, and 4 corresponds to the number of primes that we got in our small code. Okay, so let's see if this will work. And indeed, yes, you see number of primes that are less than 10 is 4. And we can change that to some other number. So let's say that we run this with 20. Okay, and run it. See that the number of primes that are less than 20 is 8.